Hello, I'm coming to you today to talk to you about the book of Isaiah. And I did a project that I think will be helpful for you to understand the book, and it will be a visual display of the book as a total and what a map is that display how the book of Isaiah. There we go. I'm standing on a little bit of a ladder right above my table, so I've been working on this project. So the book of Isaiah is split into three different parts. There's first Isaiah, which is chapters 1 through 39. And as you can tell from this map, there's these regions that I've marked off like territories on a map that are similar to counties. And they describe the main theme and the chapters that are associated with that. So we've got Israel, Oracle to the Nations, and the Apocalypse. Then in 2nd Isaiah, which is chapters 40 through 55, we've got servant songs, and the theme is Jesus still for us? Yes, yes. And so then we've got servant songs, I've got mission, revelation, and so then we move on in this non-linear form, and we see that 3rd Isaiah is down here, chapters 56 through 66, the theme is social imagination, a call for justice, and we've got justice for all, restoration, and repentance. So those are the main themes that I have highlighted here with the chapters. Not every chapter have an icon, but I've chosen an icon for each chapter, and that reminds me of what it is that is important that I want to remember from that chapter of the book or the certain text. And it also then has some correlating texts next to it that are marked in pink. And then we've got the liturgical seasons. And so I've got a key right here which explains, hi Sophie, the themes are marked off by the dotted line, and the territories, the liturgical season, the correlating text, the inspired hymns, because I've also got some ELW hymns highlighted here in green. And then we've got this blue road, this big blue road, not the yellow brick road, but the blue road, which is kind of like a highway that connects all of these texts together. And if you look at what texts correlate with others, you'll notice that on the aerial picture here, they are almost all connected. They have some kind of a correlation that brings one back to the other. And that's the thing about the book of Isaiah and most of the books of the Bible, is that they're not written in a vacuum, that they all connect to one another. They steal back and forth from little bits and pieces. And then, as you can tell, then so do the other books. They take from that as well. So you've got 66:25 and that verse here about the wolf and the lamb. And then you'll see some other correlating texts that have the wolf and the lion and some other things like that. So let's say perchance that we're going to just take a little road trip. And I'm looking for Isaiah 56, 3 through 8. And so I'm thinking, oh, what is that in? It's in 3rd Isaiah. And what's that about again? Oh, yes, it's social justice. And there we are right there. We're in restoration, in the territory of restoration. There's 3 texts associated with it and a song. Yes, that's great. Okay, so I can remember that. So I'm thinking about do this and what you would do with this. I'm planning to put this on the wall at church so that people can see it. And then also I'm going to have it right outside of the confirmation room. So when I'm teaching the kids Bible this year, and we're talking about how the texts are all interconnected with one another, and there's not a linear form to this, they can see this visual map. And I think it would be really fun for a project for them to do as well, or for anyone to do, where you just take and get a piece of paper. This is a ream at the end of a newspaper, and I doubled it up for sturdiness and just printed some pictures out that meant something to me when I read the text. You could do it in a very small version of just a few lines, and then you can remember what it is that draws you to that text. You can keep this in a notebook if you'd like to, or you can also make it a visual map or something you display. So that would be helpful for anyone to remember what it is that we're doing. And I think that for me, I draw something in my book, and that helps me remember. So I'm hopeful that you learned something today and that take this idea and do something with it in your own context. Peace.